Sisters and Wellies YouTube. So we're on a right mission today. As you can see, we've got lots of equipment with us. We've also got ourselves a videographer today. If only we could have footage of what he's doing right now. So I don't know if anyone follows our Instagram, but about 2 weeks ago we put some calves. They're about 6 months old? No, older than that, about 8 months old. We turned some calves out, and they were electric trained, and trying to run them down to the field, they absolutely just dispersed over the whole farm. They were in every field, broke loads of wires, posts, you name it. They were in the park at one point, so that was fun. It basically just didn't go well. So they don't know what it means for an electric wire, so they just don't follow a wire if it's guiding them somewhere. But because they're out on grass, they do have to come into the farmyard in order to be wormed. So worming is just going to help to stop them get ill from worms in the grass. So basically we're off to train them up on electric so that when they need to come in to be wormed, they can run in on the track without us losing them over the whole farm again. Yeah, so we're going to show you all through it, show you what a harmless procedure it is and why we do it and all that jazz. Enjoy! Enjoy! So, team, we've got Josie, we've got little Des, hello! We've got me, we've got Erin, and we've got Blav. So the more hands the better, because then more people can stand on the wire to hopefully stop them getting through. Okay, so we've arrived at our destination. Yeah, so the calves in question are down there. So we're hoping now we can whack the fence up quick before they spot us. We did have a plan, but it was slightly trickier. Like the fence would have had to have been on electric while we wheeled it up, so I think we're going to just crack on. Yeah. The reason we've gone for this corner of the field is because the other side of the hedge, the cows are going to be going there tomorrow to graze that field. So although the calves literally cannot get in with them, we've decided to put it up along here to it's an extra reason for them not to try. Yeah. So the cows will be in the field the other side of that hedge. So we're going to put it from where Josie was down then to the gate there. So it's really important we manage to get it up and get it on electric before they see us, because obviously the minute they sniff it, if it's not live, then we've basically made our job harder. The reason that we're using green stakes instead of white ones, so if you've seen us do fence before, we use the big white stakes, is because we want it a bit lower. So because they're smaller cows, their sniffing rate height will be lower than a cow, so we can put it right down. And I would normally do 25 steps in between each stake, but I'm going to be doing about 7 or 10 again to make sure the fence is completely upright, and also to give them less gap to go under and over. And yeah, because they're brand new to it, we want to make it as hard as possible for them to test it. So we've chosen the third fitting down, so it's nice and low. And as we said, we're not doing this to be mean. The reason that we put fences up is really important. It's our way of grazing. It's to ensure that we can make the most out of the grass. You know, we can put fences up and then the other side of the grass will grow and then they can come onto it. It also helps guide them, as Poppy said, into their fields. Yeah, so handling them is just so much easier because they have to come in to be wormed and things. So if we can't handle them, it just makes life really hard. But yeah, we better crack to it. Being a right rebel. Yeah, I've got a loop in it. I've got a loop. So I don't know when that's occurred, but so we've decided now just to get it up a bit quicker because that was being a bit slow, and they're still not bothered, so I don't have to worry about them running over the fence. So I'm just going to walk straight to the destination, and Pops, as you can see, is going to keep on putting the stakes in. So because they're not bothered, it doesn't really matter at this point. But obviously we do want them to come over to us, so in a minute we're going to have to try and entice them over somehow. Because it sounds really mean, but we have to get them to have a shock for this whole thing to work. They're en route. Oh god, so now we need to be quick. So this is the part now where we do need to be quick because we don't want them touching it with a not on electric. The race is on. So I'm running up to the solar panel to put it on electric. They are thinking about coming over now. So, turns out the race wasn't as on as I thought. As you can see, I've got the electric on. They're still over there, which shows they're happy. That's something. But yeah, so this is called a solar panel. As you can see, there's a solar panel there which is using the sun to produce the electric. Right, bear with, I'm really out of breath. Right, try again. So if I be quiet for a minute, you can probably hear a little clicking there, and there's a little green flash to show that it's clicking. So all that's doing is making this whole wire electric. So all it would be is a little shock. It's not really brutal, it would just put them off it. So if one of them does sniff it or touch it, they'd get a little shock, and then it'll basically not make them want to do it again, which therefore means they won't go through the wire, giving us the result that we want. So they won't be harmed at all by the shock. It is exactly as the name suggests, it's just a bit of a shock. So the plan now will be for us four, including Erin, to stand and spread out across the wire to deter them a little bit. So we want them to come up to it, and we ideally do want a few of them to get a little shock, because otherwise if they never get one, they're not going to understand what it is. But we also don't want them to get too cocky. Yeah, we don't want them all to come up in one big group, because then they're more likely to go through it as well.
So I did panic over nothing when I started running, because they were on their way.
Yeah, they left. So now we've got a new problem, we might actually have to go and get them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a waiting game at this point. We are just going to hold out for a little bit, because they're on the way.
Yeah, they are thinking
But yeah,
about
like
it.
I could touch it with grass.
Oh, she's going to do it, hang on.
Well, I think it's important to show like how harmless it is, because if we're willing to do it to the cat, I'll have to prove that, like, you know,
Go for it, girl.
Joey's not on my back, so
Hang on.
see,
Just to prove.
sugar. And it doesn't hurt. Like, it's so weird.
It's a shock, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so weird because it genuinely doesn't hurt.
Do you know
But
what
every
though?
time I
Works,
do it, I'm like, oh.
and it does get in your head, which is like what we want with them. It just makes you
Yeah.
not want to do it again.
It
It's
gets
that
in their
simple.
head. So it is actually mind over matter more than anything, because yeah, it's completely harmless. Like, some people just grab it and they have no issues with it at all, but
I won't be doing that.
If I don't have grass, I ain't doing it. Like, it's really good that they haven't just come like bounding on over to proper.
Daddy.
She doesn't want to be here. So it's a really good thing that they haven't come bounding over to us, in the sense they're obviously really happy. So if they were like short on grass or just like a bit uncontent, if the weather was a bit crap maybe, they would just come running over to us, because they know that we're here, like they know who we are, that we're their source of food. So the fact that they're just slowly making their way around is a really good thing, but it's just, in this scenario, it'd be nice if they just came to see us now.
So we've been there for a good 5 minutes now, if not longer, and to be honest, like, they're just not coming over. So I'm gonna go and see if I can get them to come. I think I'll start by calling them. If it comes to it, I will just have to send them up, but hopefully not. Come on then! Come on then! Come in! Come on then! Come on then! Come on then! So they are thinking about it. That's it! Come on then! Come on then! That's it! Oh, it's all starting to get a bit real. Good girls, come on then. Come on then, you lot! There's still a few bunches like minding their own business, but this is definitely a good start. Come on then! So as much as we call them the devil calves because of the absolute scenes that we had bringing them down here, they are lovely. To be fair, it wasn't really their fault what happened. It's completely our fault. And they're all really friendly. They're quite used to us, so... Well, they're very used to us. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So there's some up just by the feeder eating hay. So it'd be nice if they came as well, but we can always go back for them. Girls, girls, come on, girls, 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 come on. They are starting to think something's going on. Good girls. Usually the Herefords are quite bold. Oh, sugar. You can see a couple have just got a shock there. I don't think they'll be back. So that is exactly what we want. And they don't all need to get one. The thing is they learn from each other. But the more the better, really. Yeah, so Josie's just saying she's seen the same calf come back 3 times. So it's obviously not so bad, but I think by the 4th or 5th she might start to think, actually, this isn't worth it. Good girls. Good girls. The stakes are a little bit of the dodgy area because they're not electric. But they're quite good in the ground, so they won't really be able to push them over with ease. And as we've said, like, it looks way worse than it is, and like we are doing it for their benefit. Like, if we can back fence them, they'll have so much more grass in the future because we'll be able to block them off it while it grows and things like that. So yeah, it's for their benefit. And as you can see, when one gets a shock, they nearly all jump, which is why they don't all necessarily have to touch it, because they do get the idea that something bad happens when you touch the wire. Yeah, and they almost make it look worse because they scare each other. It's like when someone gets scared or something and then everyone's like, what? It's like that effect with these. So as you can see, the fence is the right height, so they're not gonna try and jump that, but they definitely can't go under it. Oh, they've all freaked. So actually, once they start running is when we need to be the most on it, because that's when they might just decide to gallivant through it, to be honest.
It's a shame there's a few eating hay. That's a massive bulk of them that have just done that, so that's a really, really good start. We probably could send, Erin's quite tired now and she's wants a snack and stuff, as you do. So I think we could probably, if Poppy agrees, send the babies and blood away now, because I think because we've done the bulk of them, yeah, and then me and Pops will have to stay for a fair bit longer then, just to make sure they all, because like Poppy said, it's when they start running around and they can't see the wire and things like that, that's when it can become carnage.
And putting the time and effort in now is what will make it worth it. If we thought, oh, that will do, and left, we'd basically just be creating more work in the future, because if they're not really on it, yeah, they're not going to understand. So we will spend quite a bit of time now training them up today, but it will be worth it in the long run. Who's drawn the short straw having to carry those two back? Going for a snack? Well done. Well done, you three. Oh, that sounds nice. Aww. Well done, darlings. Bye. We've got some brave ones on their way. Dad, if you could leave the field, because I think there's... I offered to... Yeah, fine, whatever. Poor lad. He's gonna give it a go. So we think these are going
captured by him, so we've actually had to ban him from the field.
We're like, please leave.
And he has.
Farming with children has many pros and it also has many cons.
And we have good days and very much bad days. They were enjoying it to start.
Yeah, they just get tired and hungry.
To be fair, it isn't far off lunchtime, so I don't blame them one bit.
I'm tired and hungry, but I'm grown up enough to know not to pull a strop.
Oh,
I just
are
get
you though?
hungry.
Yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say.
yeah, that's true actually. I just do get hungry.
Yeah, hungry is an actual thing. Like, I really struggle when I'm
You're
hungry.
bad for getting
Yeah,
hungry.
really bad. I don't even deny it.
Poppy gets very hungry. Right, they're all chasing Glad, so I think I'm going to go and...
Josie's gonna try and win them back. Ah, over here! So that one is literally licking Josie's hand. So they do completely trust us, and like the thing is, I can guarantee some of those have had a shock and they're happy just to come up and say hi, so it really, really doesn't scar them. I know we've said that a lot, but we just want to make it really clear that we'd never want to harm our animals. It's just like a really efficient way to be able to manage the grass and manage our land. But yeah, they're thinking about it. And she's returned with calves in tow.
I don't know if this is a different group or if it's the same group.
I'd say there's probably... Oh! Saraford's like, Oh! Bless her. I don't mean to laugh, I sound so evil.
It's funny because like it is actually quite a good feeling when they're getting a shock because
We know we're doing our job.
yeah, basically. Yeah. It's a hard one, like we might be able to leave them. The issue with a fence is it's like from a distance it's quite see-through, which is number one why we put the stakes so close together. It's just they've got something to see. Like if they carry on lazing around like they are today, it would probably be fine. They'd come up to it, sniff it like they're doing, get a shock and be like, oh, stay away from that. But like the issue comes when you can't see it, and then
Yeah, if they start running, and if one goes through it at speed, the fence will break and then the battle's lost,
we
really.
kind of want them to walk like down in that direction, and this is why the cows being in that field tomorrow will work quite well because they will naturally draw to the cows. We'll have to come down and track them quite a bit tomorrow.
Yeah, we might even find like if we stand here when the cows first go in that field, that'll be a really good time then to train them up a bit. But yeah, on the whole, I do think it's gone well because they are so calm. They are just like, yeah, coming up to it at a nice pace. That one is literally thinking about just walking straight through. It is quite stressful to watch, to be honest.
But yeah, they're doing really, really well now, but like this is why it's so important to do, because to bring them back up to the farm they'd have to pass an electric fence, and like Poppy said, it's really, really important that we win these calves after 3 weeks of being out, and we cannot be late on that. Like they have to have it done to ensure that they stay healthy, because obviously worms will just basically eat them from the inside, which is disgusting, but it's true. So it's so important that we make sure that doesn't happen. So yeah, like I said, it is all for their own benefit. Oh, that one's going to get a shock on its tongue. God, it didn't. That is the only downfall, is that stake is not electric. Or how's it not getting a shock? So a shock's every, what is it?
Yeah, it's every like couple of seconds.
So if she passes it after the... God, she just didn't get a shock.
God, that one has just absolutely nailed that. It's actually been quite frustrating. She will get one eventually.
And that is something that can happen, is like they can't...
Oh, God! She was way too cocky. Bless her.
She basically just ate. She just ate a shock.
Oh, bless her heart. To be honest though, the fact she had that in her mouth is no real different. Like, she will be absolutely fine.
You can see all the ones that have had a shock are grazing quite happy. Like, it doesn't leave an after effect. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how safe it is. It's like when they get a shock, without fear, like I know it's going to happen, I still go, oh
yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
So it shows that it is all like And literally all the animals on our farm are trained up like this, and they're all really happy, and you know, there's absolutely no downfall to it really. Right, let's
So they are pretty much all coming over now, which is really good. That's what we want. We want them all to be like, what's happening over here, chicks? And then they'll tell their friends, well, we just touched that wine, we get a shock. And they're like, no way, I don't believe you. And then they come over, touch the wine and get a shock. And they're like, you're right, you did get a shock. And like, what do we do now? And they're like, well, I guess we just stay away from the fence. And they're like, yeah, good idea. And then our job's done.
So while they're all a little bit scarred for a minute, Josie's gonna quickly explain the solar panel.
Yeah, well, basically we used to use batteries, which you used to have to charge up with electricity and things like that, and then it would all run through that. So on our farm, we always try our best to be, you know, be environmental friendly and use like what we can. So in this instance, we've got a solar panel working it rather than like a battery box.
And of course, disposing of batteries is another.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a great way, and they last like a really long time and stuff. So this is the solar panel here. So it has to be facing south.
South, yeah.
All I know is it has to face away from we've got the Preseli Mountains
Preseli.
behind us. You can just see the top there. And my dad's taught me, because I never really knew, and he was like, just make sure it's always facing away from the mountains. So that's what I do. So yeah, that has to, because basically it follows the sun then. So it charges up when the sun's up, and then it powers off that then into the electric. So yeah, it's a really, really good way of doing it, and also it charges up because obviously even in the winter you have sun, so it charges it really high and then it runs all along here then. You have to make sure you earth it, that's what this green one's doing. So yeah, we just attach that to metal, you can't attach it to plastic or...
And it's in the ground then.
Yeah, it has to be something that can earth it into the ground. So it's a bit like us, our shock will be less because we're wearing wellies, so it just saves it. Yeah, that's really important that you earth it. And then the red then is of course what's is taking the electric to the fence, and then it will just go straight down then. So yeah, and then there's an on-off button there, so you can turn it on and off if we have to do some work to the fence or something. So you can turn it on and off, it's not constantly on. And it's just important to have a stand. Have a stand so it's off the ground, because obviously if you're working with long grass, which with the cows we are, you don't want it in the grass because the solar won't be able to get to the sun. Also you don't want it getting wet, and if they did break out they would just trample it and yeah, things like that. So it's important to put it on a stand. But yeah, I think that's the basics of the solar panel. So they're actually pretty much all here now. There's about 10 down there that haven't come up.
They're eating hay over there.
You can see some of them have decided, they're like, do you know what, I'm out of here, if I hang around the fence, it's going to shock me. But they're really happy, and they're happy just to stand there and, you know, this is what they do then, with the milking herd, wherever this side of the fence working, they will just stand there just like the cows are now, and they're more than happy. Like, it's not like, oh, that one's going to go for the red switch.
Oh, she went right to the
straight to the
source.
source, yeah.
Bless her. She's looking at us now like, excuse me, what is the heck?
And that's the beauty of like that doing it. It's like we're not doing it, so they like keep their trust in us.
Yeah,
it's like
we're still
shocking
really
them.
lovely.
Yeah, please still like us.
That one is like, girls, I'm off. So that's alright.
And that one's like, can I come?
So as you probably know, cattle are very much herd animals, which works well because they've all like followed each other over here. They like to get involved with what the other one's doing.
If you ever have someone that needs a bit of TLC, if they're like under the weather or anything like that, if you've got to split them off so they can have like medication and stuff, it's quite important that you try and put somebody with them, because yeah, they are very much herd animals and they can go downhill quite quickly if you put them on their own, or at least that's what we found in the past. Because yeah, like Poppy said, they are herd animals. So it would be nice now if they started moving that way, so they could get their boundary, know where the fence goes to. But to be honest, this is going to be like a 2-3 day job. So what we'll do now when we're happy is just leave them. I'll go and do some more work. I've got scraping out and all to do, and then I'll come back. And then we'll just keep coming back. And at some point, I'm sure there'll be somebody on the wrong side of the fence, and we'll just have to sort that when it comes to it. Hopefully not though. To be fair, actually, I've been quite negative there. They shouldn't be. It's gone quite well. So they've gone into super chill mode, like one's literally lying down. I don't know if you can see it. So I think we've
They are actually
decided.
sorry, they are actually turning away now. They're walking away.
Yeah, I think the vast majority have definitely at least had a shock or seen a shock.
Yeah.
And like we said, if they got through this wire now, they literally can't go anywhere. This is just the field, so it's not like we're sacrificing much. We will just keep a really sharp
It's more
eye.
like calves just love nothing more than to chew like string wire, and the worst thing is if they snapped it and you don't notice it straight away, they have a passion for chewing wire and they don't eat it, or hopefully anyway swallow it, but they'll just chew it all up, and obviously that's just like a lot of money's worth, so we don't want that to happen.
And also then they'd be like, oh, but it's not electric.
Yeah, and then they'll just be chewing it like, oh my god, who said this was electric? They're liars.
So yeah, we'll leave them now, do some little more jobs, and then we'll definitely come down before lunch, hopefully a little bit sooner. Check
And we'll come
everything's
down again
still
tonight. Like, we'll
fine
just
and
check them a
dandy.
few times today now. Persistence is key.
So we'll take you along the ride. Won't be hiding nothing.
No, if they're out, and that's that really.
Out.
I mean, on Instagram we were very truthful about when they trashed the whole farm,
Yeah, it's very
so I don't think this. Yeah.
Right, see ya. Bye, girls.
Do we want to bet? So we're just on our way to check the calves. It's been about an hour. So we're just going to make a bet on whether we think they're going to be out or not. I'm going to go with no, they're not out.
Yeah, to be honest, I was going to as well.
No, you have to say.
No.
Yeah, you have to say that you think like. Okay, I'm going to say right. We can't say no one's going to be out. I'm going to say 2 will be out.
But I just don't believe that. I don't feel confident.
Why? But you have to say something. Otherwise, it's just boring. We can't just both be like nobody's going to be out.
Well, then I think that I just don't want to give us a bad omen. Okay, I think the wire snapped and they're all over the place.
Gosh, you just went right on it. Okay, I don't think that. I don't think anyone will be out.
Oh, you're such a dev. A dev.
Anyway, the dogs are on the lead because they're right next to the park.
And also, we don't really want Lottie the sheepdog sending them anywhere.
Yeah, and like to be in the park, you can bring dogs into the park, but they have to be on a lead, so it's only fair if we do the same.
Correct. We can see some anyway. Oh, that came up completely the wrong tone. Anyway, hang on. We have arrived. And I tell you what, everybody.
It's going really well. So we're both right in the sense nobody's out.
Yeah, like
They're
myself.
really happy.
A bit of a wild card. Yeah, you can't see on camera, but the fence is still up, looking as it should, and they're all just happy
Really
grazing.
happy. They're not even like near it. Still trying to break through.
So just to address the hay and the feeder, like as you might have seen, they've got like a nice bit of grass and they're happy eating, but we have got a bit of hay as a buffer feed at the moment, just because the weather is a little bit.
They're small calves, we just give them a bit of dry feed just to like help with their welfare really.
Yeah, and just give them a bit of extra until the grass gets going a bit
They are still
quicker.
growing calves at the end of the day.
But yeah, really good. That's great news. Really happy with that. Now we can go and have lunch. Not have to worry about them.
Yeah.
Feeling a little bit nervous. I don't like it when they start to run.